I'm privileged, I guess. I get to sit.
So, sir, the first question I want to ask you is, when you first entered the entertainment industry, what was the biggest moment where the dream of Bollywood met the reality of business?
And that's my initiation into the business of films and entertainment.
That's amazing, sir. Thank you. As the founder of GS Entertainment, how do you balance the space between creative storytelling and the business realities of filmmaking?
So the creative part is actually left to the directors and to the writers. We look at, like how Zayed will also tell you, being a producer, we look at how much money is going to be spent, how much money are you going to make. So the maths is very important. 2 plus 2 must be 4, it shouldn't become 5, or it shouldn't become 3. So for filmmakers like us, we are not involved creatively, we are involved in the making of the film, that it has a certain budget, it should work within that budget. Try not to go over budget because your expense is going to go up and you're going to lose money. We've used that principle, and that's the principle of how films should be made. In today's time, we are going wrong because the budgets are huge, the recoveries aren't really happening, and that's why so many films aren't really working. So, making a film creatively and making it with money are two different things. They both have to marry each other, because if they don't, you have a problem.
Thank you so much for that. Many people see the film industry as glamorous. What is one reality about the industry that most people don't see or understand?
It's a tough question. Okay, so the glamour part is great. I know everybody thinks that it's nice to be famous and it's very glamorous, but I don't think people really see the hard work that goes behind that glamour, and we as producers see that, whether it's the actors, whether they are technicians, they work really hard. They work really, really hard. They work more than 8 to 10 hours a day to create the magic, as we say, for you all to enjoy the cinematic experience that you do sitting in a cinema hall. It's a different matter that a lot of you have become critics today and rip a film off within one day of its releasing, not realizing the kind of hard work that actually goes into making a film. So the truth is that it seems all glamorous in the face of it, but it's a lot of hard work which goes on behind, and it's brutal. The kind of trauma producers go through if the films go over budget or things go wrong. So you have to be very careful when we work. And like she just asked me the question, it seems glamorous, but it isn't. It's just the superficial part that's glamorous. Otherwise, it's real hard work.
Thank you so much for that. I have one last question. Looking back at your journey, was there a moment when your perception of success changed, when the reality turned out to be different from what you had imagined it to be?
Oof. Tough question. Actually, when I got into the business of films, I didn't really have a dream or a plan. It just happened because my best friend was an actor. And I was in the business of events, and I used to go with him for his film shoots and his shows, wherever he was. And for me, it was never about making this into a business, or was this my dream? No, it wasn't. I don't know whether I had a dream at that point of time, because I had no work. I was a son of a rich man, totally spoiled. But I got into it by chance, and life just moved on. Things just fell into place once you got into the first film, and then films just kept getting made after that. So it wasn't really something that I had planned for myself.
Thank you so much for that, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.